What is up, guys? We are back again with another BT14 deck profile. This time I do have, if you did look at the thumbnail, I got my D-Brigade deck. So, D-Brigade, Digi Police, the Agumon went to SWAT training, so we went ahead and got that deck. So I went ahead and recruited him to my deck pool, right? So let's just get started. We play 4 copies of the new Missimon. This Missimon has the ability when you're once per turn by returning when attacking by returning 3 cards with D-Brigade or Digipolice from your trash to the top of your deck. This Digimon gains 2k DP. Great egg. It just gives us that power that Commandramon and D-Brigade in general have been missing, but it also allows us to take the D-Police trait. So with that, we just get to keep pressing up and moving forward. On to the rookies. First up, we play 4 copies of the new Commandramon. So this one has the ability on play, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, add 1 card with D-Brigade or Digipolice in its trait. And then you put the rest back on top in any order. Thus meaning you have to pretty much set up your top end, right? As well as it has the inheritable of when this Digimon would be removed from the field, from the battle area, you may delete another Digimon with the D-Brigade or Digipolice trait instead. So this finally gave D-Brigade's up end a protection effect, and this just works really well in tandem with the deck and what it's trying to do of spamming its units and then recycling them to spam more like a true protector does. Next up, for our rookies, we are playing 4 copies of the original BT4 Commandramon. You know how he goes, ladies and gentlemen. He has the ability on delete, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, play a Commandramon from among them, trash the rest. Sorry, put the rest at the bottom in any order. So you do play the 4 of him. His ability comes up a lot more consistently now, and you just get to, you have way more targets to use on him now too. Then we play 3 copies of the 2-drop Commandramon. We just play the 3 because we just need him in here as a target. Nothing really big or major, and he did come out of BT3, so we have another Commandramon. Then last but not least, we have the EX3 Commandramon. We play 2 copies of him. His effect is Decoy. So he has Decoy D-Brigade. So he protects everybody. And the reason we run him is just so that extra protection. We already have the protection from the new Commandramon, but this one just helps makes that protection last longer. Next, we're going into the champions. Next up, we do play 4 copies of the level 4 High Commandramon. He does have the effect where he counts as a Commandramon. So he can be played off of your 3, which just helps speed this deck up so much, being able to drop a level 4 mid just off the top of the deck without having to stop. But he also has the ability of, when attacking, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play 1 card with the D-Brigade or Digipolice trait with a play cost of 3 or less from among them, and then trash the rest. That's just good because it allows you to also play your Tamer during its turn, so you can't miss anything. He also has the same protection effect as the new Commandramon, where you are allowed to remove a different D-Police or D-Brigade Digimon from your board to keep that Digimon from leaving the board. Now I know you're hearing a lot of D-Police, right? So if you aren't familiar, the next card we're playing, honestly, I'm playing 4 copies of a Numemon. Now it may be weird. Why is there a Numemon in D-Police? Well, in D-Brigade. Well, he's actually a D-Police. He has the on-play ability of on play, I may add a Satsuki underneath him to give one of my Digimon with rush for the turn. So, why is that good? Well, it allows you to make your D-Brigade Digimon that are spamming for on the board for free. It allows them to go into a swing and keeps the turn going faster. Now, this card alone has actually, I put it at 4 because it actually is like running a pseudo hybrid. And what I mean by that is his effect is off of Evo and on play. So if you were to Digivolve into him and you have a spare Satsuki in hand, you can just put him under, and that gives you the ability to keep your attack pressure going. I've actually killed somebody on my turn 3 because I was able to trigger him off of Evo. Plus, he gives you free Tamer. So the Mind Link ability with this just makes it so you get to play your Tamer for free, technically, for a reduced cost of 1. That's why we play it at 4. And then to square out the 10 count of champs and our level 4s and the champions, we're playing 2 copies of the Sealdramon. This is the one that has jamming, but it also has the inheritable of when you play another Digimon with D-Brigade in its trait, it gains rush. So, meaning if this is an inheritable, the next time you Digivolve or you were to play a Commandramon off effect, it has rush for the turn. This primarily works really well with our both of our levels 5s, and we'll go into that in just a second. But this is only at 2. He's not as important as the other ones because he's technically out of range for a lot of the superior calling effects. On to the level 5s. We play 4 copies of the new Cargo Dramon. This guy is nuts. He has the on-play ability. You reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play 1 card with D-Brigade or Digi-Police from among them, and with a play cost of 4 or less. And then you trash the rest. So on Digivolve, you get to play a free Digimon, but this is also an on-play ability. Why that's important is because of one of our 6s. He actually could allow this to be played for technically free with one of our 6s. And then lastly, we play 3 copies of Tank Dramon from the set. And before I actually move, Cargo Dramon actually has one other ability. He has the ability when one of your other Digimon is deleted, reveal 3 cards from the top of your deck. You may play 1 Commandramon from among them without paying the call cost and trash the rest. So, as an inheritable, this is one of the greatest parts of the tower you want to have because it just recoups for your protection ability. Now let's go into the Tank Dramon. We run 3 of them. Now, Tank Dramon has the ability on play, reveal top 3 cards of your deck. You may play 1 Digimon with D-Brigade and its traits and at a play cost of 5 or less among them and without paying this call cost, which is really good. It Digivolves for 3, so it's not that big of a deal. But then it has the inheritable when once per turn, when one of your Digimon attacks with D-Brigade and its trait, reveal the top 2 cards of your deck. You may play 1 Commandramon from among them or without paying the call cost, trash the rest. So this just helps accelerate your trash to where you can start using your 5 return, but it also helps keep your board going wide. Now we're going to go into our 6s. These are where all the goodies are, right? So first up, we're playing our main 6 of the deck is 4 copies of the Brigade Dramon. So he has the on Digivolution skill of delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 7. Correction, I read that wrong and I remembered it wrong. He deletes up to a play cost of 7. So if your opponent went wide, this can kill up to a play cost of 7, which means that's just good board control. Then it has the during the opponent's turn, all your Digimon with D-Brigade in their trait gain blocker. AKA, that's pretty much everybody in this deck. The only one that does not, technically will not have blocker is the Numemon. But that's about it. But everyone else in this deck has D-Brigade in its trait. So you're not miss. Everybody is virtually allowed to. Everyone's a blocker here, and I mean everyone. Then it has the wonder effect, and this is why. And this is why why we like the Cargo Dramon. It has well, the Cargo Dramon and everybody else, why their numbers are so low in play cost. He has the ability at the end of your turn, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play up to a 7 play cost total worth of cards from with D-Brigade or Digi Police. Trade among them without paying the cost. You trash the rest. So what that means is at the end of your turn, if you would reveal the top 3, for instance, and say you saw, let me do this, let me have one more, something like this on board, right? You could play both. They will both be playable onto your field, or you could end up with one of those really wacky searches and get something like this, where, or we'll do it this way, right? Where you see three different Commander Mons with a total cost of 7. You could do it this way as well, or if you even see the Brigade Mon on its own, you'll be able to play this as well onto your playing field without any kind of situation, and that just helps keep your board wide and keeps your turn going strong. Why is this important? That effect important because it helps supplement it helps actually feed the cost for your protections. Now, the board protection from the other two only affects moving from the battle area. It does not protect from DP reduction. If it did, this deck would be nuts. But yeah, this is your best boy. He creates blockers. He makes it so the squad doesn't really drop. Last but not least, we run 2 copies of Dark Dramon. Now we run one of each. Reason being is both actually have their good reasons. This Dark Dramon's effect is really good because during your turn when you're spamming the board, you can start controlling your opponent's board at the same time. But this boy is good because he just is a rusher. So he allows you to just kill their board as soon as possible. So you kind of run both because both have their need and there's space for it. Now on to options. We play 2 copies of Congo. Reason being because we are playing against a lot of decks that like to go wider, but they're not evolving those other wide options. This is here. It's also really good against the mirror match because then you can't get rushed out by the Commandramon army of SWAT. But also with vaccine in the game right now, this just makes it so yellow vaccine can't heal. Next up, we played 3 copies of DCD Bomb. Now, the reason I played 3 copies of DCD Bomb is because of its 2 effects, and this is actually one of the newest cards, BT14. It has the main effect of D-Digivolve 1, if your opponent's Digimon. Then, by returning 3 D-Brigade Digimon, or Digi-Police, you can then delete up to 6 play cost of your opponent's Digimon. In general, this is a D-Digivolve 1 to delete technically 1. But if their board is wider, this deletes 2. And it has the D-Brigade trait, so it's searchable. That's why I play it. Being searchable, an option that is searchable due to archetype is really good, as well as this is recurable because it also holds the D-Brigade trait. So 3 copies allows you to see it, and then you're able to make use of it as a recurring option. And you can't complain about either way. Then, last option. I played 3 copies of Defensive Training. Now, some people would be asking, why aren't you playing 3 copies of the Memory Boost instead, right? But Pride Memory Boost is good, but but it's a 4 cost, and you really got to make use of your memory, right? So I played 3 of these because it actually helps supplement the deck a little faster. It still searches, but you also do it at a slower rate so you don't just burn through your entire deck. Because this deck does have an issue of burnout if you aren't maintaining your returns. Then we're going to go into Tamers. Now, for our first Tamer, for the Memory Tamer, we played 2 copies of Tai Kamiya. This is the one from the recent Greymon starter deck. It has the ability, it's a Memory Tamer, but then it has the ability of when an attack is redirected, you may suspend this to draw 1 card and gain 2k, have that Digimon gain 2k DP. Why is this good? Because your entire deck is nothing but, once you've hit your 6, the rest of the deck is nothing but blockers. And being able to redirect and draw a card with a blocker is just wonderful. On top of just being able to spam everything. That's why I play it, because it just spams. Now you can go back and, oops. Now you can go back, you can go and play the Izzy. However, this just gives more long-term play advantage. Because now your blocker is stronger and you're drawing into it, drawing cards. So there is really no negative to it. And last but not least, we played 4 copies of our new commander and new best bay of D-Brigade and Digi Police, Satsuki. She has the ability at the start of main phase, if your opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory. Then during the main phase, you can do a Mind Link, and this can go under anything with Numemon or Monzamon, or Deep Police trait. So virtually everything in the deck again. And when it does, it gains your Digimon gains Jamming and Reboot. That's the inheritable, Jamming and Reboot. So this just makes it so your Commandramon deck doesn't just die to security like it used to. Now, primarily, you do want to put this under your Brigadramon, so that Brigadramon will always be back in unsuspended step and never open for a swing. And then, but then Mind Link has the wonderful thing at the end of either player's turn, you can deconnect. Now, majority of the time you are going to just deconnect, but you're primarily doing it on your opponent's end phase if it's a Digimon you're trying to keep alive. So, on your 6s, this is definitely staying until the end of your opponent's turn. Anything else, you don't. And I love this card because the entire deck can play this for free without you dropping it from hand. So, it just benefits greatly. And that's honestly been the deck, guys. If you liked it, please like, comment, subscribe. You guys, once again, you guys are amazing. I thank you for all the support. However, we are at 99% of you guys do not subscribe. You view, but you do not subscribe. It'd be greatly appreciated if you did. But once again, this has been Royal Mech. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.